Hi, hi YouTube. I forgot to hit the record button. You didn't miss much. The only thing you missed was the trial being postponed because the judge's kid or something isn't feeling good, and the Valent, whatever his name is, showed up for a second, telling us that the disappearing act and something was the root of all evil, quote unquote. I guess we'll find out what that means. There's an article about it in the newspaper, if you care to read about it yourself. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Incuratus? Where have I heard that before? I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV guide page to me. Try not to lose the page with funnies if you can. With the funnies. July 10th, 10:30 a.m. District Court Courtroom number 3. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of... how do you say this name again? Fuck, I have to do the German accent again. No. I'm gonna slip into French again, aren't I? This is gonna go absolutely horribly. Maki Tomai, our suspect fortissimo. Right, and it's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? Oh, well, yes. It's just I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Incurious, was it? That article said there's no known cure. Herr Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday. I asked the Interpol about that number. Number... Yay. The agent registered on this number was Roman Lataus. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescend. It's great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Wait, that voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. It was him? The voice I heard talking to Mr. Lataus when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien. No way. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darien would guest star in the season cliffhanger as a suspect? I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darien Crescent is a member of my band, the Governors. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet after investigation, I have found no cause to alter our case or file new charges. The reason is? Weren't you there, Herr Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Governors ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guest took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, Lamioir, and Maki, along with a drummer and a bassist, for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the third set. Lamioir and the defendant Maki had left the stage at that point, and the Governors were already rocking. This is when the 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Sky, mind you. And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lamioir herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime. When she claims to have heard Mr. Littau's and Detective Cruchant talking. But that's impossible. Detective Cruchant was... Precisely. Detective Cruchant was on stage, getting his groove on, no less. Voila. A perfect alibi. Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true. When I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Diane Cruchant's alibi has been acknowledged. Which means that Lamioir was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true. Very well. Of course, if we disregard the testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections. Uh-oh, Apollo. If he declares a verdict now, our security Gavin case is airtight. Lamioir might have been lying to protect Maki. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? About the case. What about the case? What's it tell us about Mr. Littau's death? This meeting's over. Why are we flashing back to this again? What we just did like 10 minutes ago? Maki was trying to tell us something. I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him under oath. Are we gonna get him on the witness stand? With Lamioir as the interpreter? I swear to God, if he's gonna pull up to the witness stand and talk in wingdings again. Objection! Your Honor! God. No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marcus? Marcus or Mr. Justice? Your Honor, before you declare verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defense calls defendant Maki to buy to the stand. What? But he doesn't speak English. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter? I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases, such as I love you and where's the toilet? God damn it. The defense would like to request Lamioir as the interpreter. Lamioir? There's the possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Bravo, Herr Forehead. Herr Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If Lamioir lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for a refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lamioir to the witness stand. Let me just quickly check how long this is. Wait, I'm already... Oh, this one's short. What the fuck? This one's really short. Okay, what? Okay. There's probably a lot of fluff in between. Oh, they look so... Okay. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin with, if you would, Lamioir. Yes. He says Maki to buy, the defendant. This is certainly first for this courtroom. Not that we really needed an interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? If I would what, Your Honor? Would what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What I want him to testify about? I haven't thought that far yet. Paulo, aren't you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me a moment, if I might speak. Yes, Lamioir? Just now, Maki said there's something about which he wishes to testify. Maki wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. That suspense is killing me. What? What? Well, Lamioir? According to Maki, he has proof of his innocence. Ooh, spicy. What? This is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo! We did it! This is sounding too good to believe, and I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is vital testimony. Maki. Please, testify to the court. Very well. This is so odd. This is such an odd image. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta save this. Okay. He says that word of Mr. Latau's kid death came as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is, he, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. I see. He would have understood the English lyrics of the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely. I wondered what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lamioir to know the meaning of that song. Lamioir, did you ever explain the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him, generally, what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. As my oft-repeated warnings already fled that forehead, Lamioir might be protecting his witness. Well, anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in the testimony. I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. It worked yesterday. It'll work today. I didn't get the... Huh? Let me just press everything first. Hold it! I like the... if you play this on DS, there's like a thing where you can use your microphone to object or press. And you can just talk into your DS, and I think that's kind of cool. It does mess with the, what's it called? The immersion a bit, because you have to hold a button while you do it, but it's still kind of cool. Were Maki and Mr. Latau's close? Yes, after we traveled around the world on our tour together. What? Lamioir, this is Maki's cross-examination, not yours. But I knew the answer. This is a court of law. We'll play by the book. I understand. When Prosecutor Gavin's tough, he's really tough. Maki says he was very good friends with Mr. Latau's. Mr. Latau's was always a gentle man, never angry. We got along quite well. Never dreamed something like this would happen. But the killing... Right, I don't have to read that out again. The guitar serenade, correct? Yes, the crime followed the lyrics of the song. The theft of the keyring, the burning guitar, and the bullet. This is why it could not have been me. Aye, that is you. By could not have done it, you mean... It is very simple. Maki could not have done all the things that happened that day. For all those things followed the song lyrics closely. Today we're gonna probably find out that he actually can speak English. Yeah, that's probably what they're going to go for, and I wouldn't even be surprised. He didn't know what the song was about, its mood, shall we say. This was enough to play by. I told him it was enough as it was a song about a guitar and love. It's not actually that the guitar that's enough, strictly speaking. Oh, perhaps I misunderstood. Ah, no, not really. This is also a valid interpretation. Okay. No, it is my fault. I am too used to singing Virginian. It's much easier than trying to understand these English lyrics. Yay, I knew it was innocent. I believe he is too trucy, I do. What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something? Something's hidden in that testimony. If it's the truth, I'll find it. They want me to push thief here, don't they? Is she gonna...
Gotcha!
Hell yeah. Maki. You can't fool my eyes. You glanced towards her during the very moment Lamioir said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Maki, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue the charade? Mr. Justice, Maki says this. Know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. What? Give me a break! Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but... I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well then explain this! How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? Lad? It is simple. So simple that it hardly requires an explanation. You read about it in the newspaper. The newspaper? The Virginian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. They have already begun to report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they are quite fierce all of a sudden. Like he's lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. Is this about... I have here a Virginian newspaper. The Virginian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there's a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Maki? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. What? What is this all about? I'm sorry, Maki. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Virginian newspaper. Well, what is... What does this mean? Oh shit, I did the wrong voice. What does this mean? But I don't see how it's possible. I know. He must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning, yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in the police questioning. I read the full report myself. So, the lyrics weren't in the newspaper and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain herself, himself. Maki says... He says... Yes? It is true I read the newspaper, but this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now remember. You remember? He says he heard the lyrics from me. What? Right, I can't take it seriously. Is this true, Lamioir? Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. And it looks like our forehead has been jumping to conclusion again. Ugh. Whatever. My bad game. It seems so, yes. No. I was onto something, I know it. Can't let this chance slip away. Time isn't an issue today, Mr. Justice. Are you finished with the cross-examination? What are you going to do, Apollo? If I'm going to keep on cross-examining, I'd better have an angle of attack. Or else. The bracelet's slow reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well. Witness? I understand. Is it because we never told her? I don't think we told her. Hold on. Your Honor, sorry for being late to today's court, but I was busy conquering the Middle East, Balkans, North Africa, and Germany. I'm assuming you were playing a game. Hey Glass, welcome to stream. Is this because we didn't tell her? Objection! Oh, no, okay. Guess not. Or it actually is, because I don't think we told her. I could be wrong. I don't think we did. Exactly. How did you... Ugh. Exactly. How much did you explain to Maki? This is a question for me, yes? This interpretation thing is getting old fast. Age of History 2 wanted to have some old fun because the new game was starting to get boring. Real. I was honestly considering canceling today and just playing Need for Speed the entire evening. Because honestly, I was low-key really out of it yesterday. I got really overstimulated. I was like, no, I also want to finish the case. So, yeah, I'm just gonna raw dog this shit. I'm just gonna take it slow next week. I told him that Mr. Lataz had been killed and why he was a suspect. And I told him the crimes of that day I followed my song. Did you mention any particular words of the song relating... Did you... I did yawn a single time the entire day, and then when I'm live, I yawn. God damn it. Well, some striped shirt. What the fuck? Well, some striped shirted soap pool of a dead kid from some unknown years ago. God, you. That is definitely a sentence. I mean, I know what you're going for, but god damn. Did you mention any particular words of the song relating to the case, such as heart? Yes, of course I explained this. He was quite surprised. Yay, I knew it was innocent. I believe he's too juicy, I do. What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something? Something's hidden in that testimony. If it's the truth, I'll find it. Can I proceed? Let me prepare proceed again. If only I could type me as fuck. I don't trust that. I think she's pulling shit out of her ass right now, because I could be wrong, but I don't think we told her. Would he have known? The other thing is, I don't think we told Lamioir either. I think I have like told her what? About the murder being like shaped by her song. Because the police specifically asked us not to disclose any information. And I already pressed everything, that's the issue. I'm lost. It's like my only idea that we never told her either. And she's blind, so like...
Objection!
What? You help let me know. I mean, if you could give me a hint, that would be cool. Cause I'm lost, but this part's just pain. Yeah, if you can give me like a slight nudge, that would be awesome. Because I'm lost. I think that that the idea that I have is gonna get brought up, but the bracelet. Also, I have to perceive fuckers. Okay. Doesn't help that it's glowing on fucking everything. I'm guessing... No, not... I didn't mean to press. Fuck. Probably... Is she gonna swallow here again? I have to call her out on the bullshit. Because I think when we called her out on the swallowing thing last time, it was also when she was doing this sprite, so... Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's swallowing again. Okay.
Gotcha!
I feel like you shouldn't play this game when you're zooted. Because I feel like this background is just gonna give you a bad trip. Lamioir, I'm currently cross-examining Maki. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you were told the court. It was I who explained. Oh, that's a key manage, so you know what I gotta do. You're welcome. I see there's little point in trying to hide anything from you. Lamioir, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. Then allow me to answer for you. Lamioir, you're protecting Maki.
Take that!
Lamioir, you're protecting Maki. That's why you lied and told us you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Maki, I believe you didn't do it. Really, I trust you. But you've lied to us twice, and now you have Lamioir lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me, too. Your two lies cover simple truth. You understand English. You have to. I have to come up with yet another voice. No. Girl. Here we go. I'm like... I have to come up with another voice. I honestly might just copy the voice that I do for Trucy on him, because he's also a kid. Yes, a little... Yes, a little only. What? First he could see, now he can talk. And you did not know about this, Lamioir? No, I did not. It is quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? This is... Help with voice acting. It's not that. Like, I think I can get, like, a bit of... Like, I'm not that bad at voice acting. It's the thing that I... It's like, we have how many characters right now? We have choose 1, 2, 3, 4... We have 5 characters on the scene right now, and it's only gonna get worse if they bring Emma or Darian back, or this bitch who's definitely coming back for some wow, I can't talk English either. Holy shit. Maki, could you tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did no shooting. So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those 2 gunshots, correct? Apparently the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager, he on the floor. Tonight we're gonna get on the floor. Tonight we're gonna get on the floor. Which would be after the shooting, right? Then there's voice. Voice? Or voices? What is it? Was it you and Emma, Apollo? The one Maki went into the dressing room, Mr. Latas had already been shot. Then we came to the door. Pan high up. I take off. Run away. Run away. Yes, voice and voices. The voices. The fucking voices. So it was you who escaped through the air vent. As the prosecution has upheld all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession? Objection! No, he's clearly denied that he did it. I know shooting. Manager on the floor. Already on floor. Objection! The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter. Does the defendant have anything to say to this? He's calmed up, Apollo. Being in the same goddamn room as the murderer does not mean that he shot at dumbass Clavier. I feel like he knows this. Like, he knows this goddamn well. He's just trolling. Then let's ask Mr. Justice. Will we require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. What is this cocoon, anyway? Wingdings. The cocoon, the silk is a potent cure. A cure? Well, Maki, are you a smuggler? Wingdings. Wingdings. Dot. 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 He won't tell me. That cocoon has to have something to do with this. Maki, please, tell us the truth for your own sake. No, no more speak, not to any of you. So much for your precious trust, Forehead. Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. It does seem that the defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more value should this continue. I see no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. Is this already, like, the day 2 mark? Hold on. In the second half. Oh, it's not okay. We're in third day. Yeah, no, there's like a later part for the trial. I have the walk through open. Oh, this isn't the one. Mias Fug. Apollo Eustace. Apollo Eustace. That's justice. Better learn how to say it if you ever want to get some. Believe, I know shooting. Maki claims Mr. Little's was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it? Suddenly I hear a revolver, close, very close. Then I hear a voice. You heard gunshots? Yes, it's true. I hear revolver, but only sound. Wait, you're saying you went... Hey, wouldn't it be so fucking funny if the shooting was like a noise played on something and he was... and Little's was dead long before? Well, that would the way that would make sense because he was like literally still alive when we walked in there. Never mind. Okay, funny theory. What if... hear me out. What if... Bro wanted to take out Maki, and then Lamioir and Darien teamed up to, I don't know, protect Maki, I guess? Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room and found Mr. Little's already dead, and then you heard shots? If that's true, so you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent. I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. So the vents were... Glass, you do realize that saying no comment is, like, actually giving a comment? So the vents went both to the... Fuck. So the vents... Yeah! So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area. Among Us? Among Us. Vent. Among Us. Imposter. Among Us. Maki to buy, more like... Imposter. He's like the ultimate imposter from Danganronpa 2. He's also blonde. In what? Is that what he means? Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo. Huh? Yeah. How did you know it was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something. I hear this from Magician. Magician? Don't look at me! A magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Maki didn't shoot Mr. Little's. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body and then he heard the shots? Alright, I'll be back and I'll get some chips and cola. Give me some! That one's going to go over well in court. Not. Hello, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies. That's what Daddy always told me. I'll just pretend you misheard him. Every time. So, what do we do? You sure you won't testify, Maki? No talking, no. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. Wingings. Can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking the cocoon from Virginia is death. That's right, it's punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. Well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So what's your plan? If Maki won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right. Darian? Or Lamioir? One of them. Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So will he testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What? Shame, and yeah, I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. Different angle? I'll have to let you know from now. What are you yapping about? If Maki won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case, Lamioir. It's someone or whatever the fuck her name is. I mean, we are getting her on the stand. Objection! I don't want any comment on this. For spoiler purposes. So, like, just listen to it, take it in, don't say anything about it. Like, not even no comment, just like, please nothing. With the other day, when I was looking for backgrounds to do the thumbnails for, I found a picture of Lamioir carrying something. So, I don't know, but like I said, please don't say anything about that. Like, not even no comment, just like, prepare like I didn't say anything. Prepare? No, pretend like I didn't say anything. Back with my chips, bro, is chipped up and ready to courtroom. I saw a video determined yesterday that Lamioir's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can... Lamioir was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lamioir dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've had no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. Why would anyone be out to kill Lamioir? Can you think of a reason? Think of how she's known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think... I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Lataus. The killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out. So, am I to understand that this is what you are saying? Namely, that there's a nugget of truth in Lamioir's testimony. A nugget we have yet to uncover? Exactly. If Lamioir was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into someone. The court will hear Lamioir's testimony once more. Nugget chimkem nugget. Lamioir, I must apologize. Oh fuck, wrong voice. Sorry, hunger. Just eat, bro. I mean, you got chips, but that's not exactly a meal. Oh, my bad, guy. My bad, gang. Lamioir, I must apologize. I must ask you to stand again and speak. You need not apologize. I know that Maki is innocent, and I will do all that I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window, and that the voice belonged to Darren Crescent, yes? That is correct. At which point I proved she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed and was found to be quite soundproof. You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there. Yes, it seems much you do not know. And yet it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind as to testify once more to the court? Of course, Your Honor. What I heard. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them, Mr. Lattels and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was a smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony. I am sorry. I am not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said here is the truth. I do not remember anything, Your Honor. I do not remember their genocides. I don't... You lost me. Then it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Lamioir was attacked because of this testimony. What? What, Juicy? Hello? You know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. This fucking game. This fucking game is so unserious. It's crazy. Let me first check if the bracelet reacts anything. It doesn't, okay. Smell of gunpowder. I actually want to know about that. Why didn't you tell someone immediately? Well, if it were me, I would have gone to the police right away. It's our duty as citizens. This may be besides the point, but Lamioir isn't a citizen. Though one would hope such common sense prevails in Virginia as well. Lamioir seems awfully quiet all of a sudden. That's strange. Could she be hiding some? That's strange. Could she be hiding something? I still don't... Wait, but this completely contradicts with the testimony she gave. What? But she told us that she came in from the front door. That's also where her brooch is. Or, well, it was, like, on the floor? You were in a hurry? To go where? I was on my way to this backstage exit, as I have said. Why were you in such a hurry, then? Well, I don't think that has anything to do with this case. It very well might. Please answer the question. Are you alright, Lamioir? Yes, I am just tired. Recall what I told you yesterday, Fred. Elma suffers from serious amnesia. Please refrain from traumatizing her further. What, so he can just dismiss questions he thinks that are too traumatizing? Why don't you prove a reason has a connection to the case before asking about it, yeah? Prosecution's objection is sustained. The current question is moot. Mr. Justice, please continue with your cross-examination. Lamioir was attacked because of this testimony. I know she was, so something's got to be hidden there. Maybe there's some detail missing? Guess we'll just have to get her to fill in the blanks. Right. I'll just... One suffers from amnesia, one burns their fingerprints in a nuclear power plant. Same thing. I love how I think I know what you're implying with that. Daring Crescent and the prosecution. I'm gonna prosecute you. Wish I showed the people didn't say anything. I mean, I always took that from Garma. That was just a filthy lie. Where you had a whole ass grip. He had a whole ass, that's for sure. I did not know his name at the time. Yes, it was him, the one who took the stand yesterday. How many times do I need to remind you that that's impossible? There's no way you could have heard him. Because the window at the scene was closed. Is that why? Of course. Hello, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we won't get anywhere. She's right, maybe there's a different angle I can try. Lamioir, do you by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I've given it much reflection, but I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember. Only had one phrase clearly. A whole phrase? You remember something that was said? Why didn't you say anything yesterday? But my memory's clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I don't understand what was said. This could be it, the clue I've been waiting for. Well, what did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Lataus. The shooter then, Daring Crescent. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. Switch? Switch? The shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Lataus? I thought it was quite strange myself afterward. It is a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice, care to shed some light on this? Oh. I didn't even have to voice out that properly, hold on. I mean, sure, I'd be delighted. It's, very, very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony. Maybe Apollo? And it was Detective Daring Crescent's voice? Yes, I am sure of it. It's over. Press the switch. How would you say that to Mr. Lataus? Apollo! The murder weapon, the revolver was Mr. Lataus's, right? Yeah, what of it? Well, maybe when he said press the switch, he really meant to say pull the trigger. Because his English isn't so good. Daring Crescent is a native speaker. Oh, alright, sorry, I kind of forgot who was what. Press the switch. That's not something killer usually says to the victim, is it? Was there no one else in the room? I do not know. All I heard was Mr. Lataus and the detective. don't know if they want me to present something on this. I don't know if they just want me to throw the fucking... Objection! Okay, they do. Okay. Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock that mystery of the mystery of those words. Oh? Yet there was nothing at the scene that could have been called a switch. Saves the lights. True, there was a switch at the scene, but it just so happens I have a switch right here. That certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? Observational humor. Problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. The stage? Where the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there. On the stage. Are you claiming that the voice Lamior heard was of someone commanding another to press the switch? It's a possibility. Objection! Oh, her forehead? I called that a possibility. Why? It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lamioir's dressing room. Oh, this is where it's gonna be... where they are gonna go back to the fact that the front stage is engulfed, quote-unquote, by the range. Not known for hiding it quite bent. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard. The detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. So too have her voice cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard. Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? You heard what I said, or do you need me to shout it out for you? It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from the dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this, it would be easy to get a message to someone from the dressing room. Headset. Take that! Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this? Wait, that's... What is it? Is that some kind of newfangled phone they invented while I was... Oh god. Bro turns around and... Rest in peace, Judge. You would have absolutely loved AI. Well, that's another key mash. Bird turd 6 UTI. This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications device? From what I've heard that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, actually, therefore talking between band members. We all had one on. So you admit that if you were wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple. Objection! True, but wait. There's also not an electronic signal. To avoid interference with the audio systems, the range is quite limited. Lamioir said it was about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section. Look at this cross-section diagram from the concert forum. Ah, exactly. The walk from the stage to the backstage seems far, but the direct distance is less than 30 feet. That can't be. So when Lamioir heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage. Objection! Ha! You're claiming the switch in question? Why did it have to be on the stage at the time? It could have been placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact. Hey, he's got a point. How do you know where it was when she heard the voice? When the shooter said press the switch. Well, I guess we don't. An unfortunate situation. I'm afraid that until we know where the switch was, there's little point in debating. I was sure this was the way to go with this. What is the switch, anyway? You don't even know what's that basic fact. Wait a second. I do know what this switch is, and if you follow the train of logic up to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. Ugh. What's up, Apollo? Apollo? We know about the switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further information to share concerning the switch... Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what the switch is. Well, it seems the defense is set up on linking the switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. God, I have to... It's actually obvious. It is? Hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. Ugh. So gross. Okay. What's back? Yeah, hi, sorry. Alright, yeah. Did you have a few too I haven't been drinking, bro. I don't even know why I threw up. Right. This thing. Mm. Prosecutor Gavin, you remember this? That's that. That's that. That what? Is it another of those newfangled phones? This is an igniter. Igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. Johan thinks it switches the remote. I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Mr. Justice, you will cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. Sorry. That was a bit more fire than I'd expected. If my whiskers had caught on fire. Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you? You are talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. Your Honor, arson. True. Should really stream Monster Prom or Camp sometime. Or, I don't know, Road Trip or something. I'll have to go ask Peachy again. But she doesn't have the games, never mind. Wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware such a thing had been planned. And the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. That's right, he got it in Virginia from Lamioir. He said the sound was amazing before it burned, of course. Now it just kind of smokes. As bad as a guitar is a bright it burns. Have forehead. Yes? Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. There's being Shooter's voice heard by Lamioir. And the guitar suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Littell's and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed and the guitar caught fire. Well, that does seem to make sense. There's something about it that's bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it. Really? It seems pretty simple to me.
Objection!
Have forehead. Don't destroy what little respect I have for you. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. What's this about, Prosecutor Gavin? The simple story simply makes no sense. Think, that night my guitar caught fire, yes. Well, I gotta turn out the brightness on my phone. Can barely read chat. Sing, that night my guitar caught fire, yes. The cause may have been this indeed. However, the guitar caught fire during the second set. Timing Apollo. Miege. That's right, of course. Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. The two are utterly unrelated. Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. All premise for this is faulty. See, history makes no sense.
Objection!
Are you sure about that? What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's all at fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. What premise specifically? I'm... So maybe the killing didn't take place in the thing. Don't tell me it's fucking them. The shooting noises were over the speaker or something. Please don't. I can only take so much bullshit that I throw into the room that gets confirmed later on. That would be like the third time. Objection! What's this? Detective Maskai heard shots and found his body. All of this happened in the third act. Objection! Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Maki was in that dressing room at the time. Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony, namely that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane. Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's brutal but is it also for the... No. We know that a remote-triggered igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance, the second act. What? Order, order, order! But that goes against the evidence. What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of that song, yes? Yes, Umbra Socher preached. Wait, what did I say? Hey, he's right, look. What was supposed to come after the fire? You're thinking about it the wrong way. Huh? Look, why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through. With a little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order was reversed on purpose. Reversed? Prosecutor Gavin? If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes. The shooting would have had to come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet Ford has raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. Couldn't have put it better myself. We were only meant to think that the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk a discovery by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think he's followed the lyrics the whole way. Order! 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 That would explain this most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not for the second. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh, it sounds good. I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics of my song. But I question your logic. For it's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes, a contradiction I've had. One I've pointed out several times, no less. At the time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. How could Lamioir have heard a voice through it? Oh. I know that you would like to divert our attention from this critical fact, but you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Right. Lamioir's testimony is my entire case. That voice she heard, that shooter's voice. What if she couldn't hear it, Apollo? Look, what do we have? A man saying press the switch. And near the crime scene we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. Oh, here we go. Oh shit. Which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. My lips are shut, okay. It can't all be a coincidence, but how do I make it work? A more direct line of questioning is required. The crime scene was investigated immediately after the crime. That window was closed. Can you tell us how Lamioir heard the voice? Was closed afterwards? Sharing down on my chips with anticipation. Bro's not even sharing, that's crazy. A key point to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Is this where the image comes in that I saw? Okay, Justice, you've got one thing to prove and one thing only. Lamioir heard a voice. And she heard it during the second set. Think, how is Lamioir able to hear the... She was somewhere else? She has divine hearing. I don't know what the heck you have seen. When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it had it been open either. Meaning it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. Ah, it's good to hear you making sense again. For a moment I was afraid you might be a Virginian too. As I was saying, Lamioir could not have heard the voice... As I was saying, Lamioir could not hear the voice through the... As I was saying, Lamioir could not hear the voice through that window. So there can be only one explanation. You heard the voice from another location entirely. What's this? You do amuse me so. Yeah, I thought you and Good Sense were back on speaking terms. No, I'm afraid you and Good Sense speak two entirely different languages. Shall I interpret for you, Forehead? Lamioir clearly stated she heard the voice through that small window. And there's only one small window at the scene. Are we sure? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? There is? I know that look. He wants us to ask him. Very well, you claim Lamioir heard the voice from another location? Mr. Justice, show us where this location was. Lamioir heard the voice from here. Your Honor, she was in a box. This is where Lamioir heard the voice from. But it's the air vent. What did she tell us? She said she's a Virginian, unfamiliar with our language. It's not a stretch to imagine she calls this air vent a small window. Now you've done it. You've gone beyond ridiculous and into ludicrous. So Lamioir was up in the ventilation system and listening to this man's voice. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the image I saw, it looked like... This is what I was waiting for. Let's fucking go. Like, the image I saw depicted her in what looked like a vent. So that was the only explanation I could think of. That's the only logical explanation, yes. Logical? I do not think this word means what you think it means, her forehead. Okay, what about it isn't logical? Ha, I hardly merit saying. Why would Lamioir be in the ventilation system? Hiding like a rat, no offense intended to her, of course. The explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't it, Lamioir? You have been listening to our discussion here, yes? Yes. I admit it's had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, the small window was closed, but why should that mean I could not hear through it? I fear our prosecutor might himself need an interpreter. Ugh. Problem here is words. Lamioir, the small window through which you heard the voice. Was it high on the ceiling of the roof, not low on a wall? Yes, it was up on the ceiling. What? I'm in so much confusion, I lost my accent. Witness, you will clarify the statement to the court. Are you in fact saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room? And that's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact, I was. I'm sorry, I never imagined it would become such an important point. Is that how the trick was done? Yes, well, why the heck were you up there? I believe it's time for another testimony. I'm not sure I can't. May I remind you that this is a murder trial. We will hear your testimony. Tell us why you witnessed the crime scene up from above the ceiling of that room. Please. Well, looks like I'm on the right track. Witness testimony. Above the ceiling. So I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice. I had heard there was a small window there before. It was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I am bound to secrecy on this matter. She's probably bound to secrecy because that's how the magic trick worked, isn't it? But bound to secrecy? In my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold. Would you say you were in the middle of your performance? So this did happen during the second set. I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard. Yes, but you must tell us what you were doing in detail. That's what the cross-examination is for, yeah, Herr Forehead? Our mission in this court is to discern the truth. Obligation, no binding pact may hinder that mission. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Well, what are you going to do, Apollo? I'm going to find out the truth. She was up above the ceiling for a reason. I just have to get it out of her. Well, it has to be the magic trick, right? That's the only explanation I can think of. So without a word, you just let the third set start? After the curtain closed for the second set, there was still much to do. You could have prevented this whole misunderstanding if you had only told us sooner. Yes, perhaps I could have. I see little point in badgering the witness. What's done is done. This mind works differently when one's in the middle of a performance. Why I have lost my voice in the middle of a show and kept on singing completely unaware. Singing without a voice? When the old contradictions were so obvious. If only could get Lamioir to talk. Pressuring her like this doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere. So was there, I cannot say. You heard the gunshots during the second set, during your performance. You're quite sure? Yes, why would I lie about the time? Why didn't you tell us this yesterday? No one Your Honor, you did. Your Honor, you didn't ask. No one asked me. How'd you all know it? I told you Mikey was not the killer. I told you this many times. Yes, you did. But you never told us why. I am sorry. I was not able to speak of it. Unable or unwilling. She's not talking about it. What do we do? We'll just have to prove it ourselves. As long as she's bound by this pact of silence, she won't talk. But if I can prove why she was up there, she'll have to admit it. How are you going to do that? She was singing on the stage, Apollo. She couldn't have been up above the ceiling too. Yes, she could. I've got a theory as to why too, and maybe I forgot the evidence to prove it. Well, it has to be the magic trick. Like, let me just press this just in case. Exactly who bound you to secrecy? I'm not sure I'm allowed to say who it was. No, I think perhaps that is our heir to alright. It is just a name after all. What's up? Knew it. Called it. Called it. Called it! It was Valiant Grammary. Perhaps you know her? Valiant Grammary? What? You mean Uncle Valiant? What? Valiant Grammary? Who's Valiant Grammary? Grand Magician, the one responsible for the illusion performed during our concert. Interesting reaction, Prosecutor Gavin. Lamioir was bound to secrecy. It's going to take some more. Oh, wait, that's just like because I. Oh! I'm gonna save here. I probably have to present something on this statement. Let me check. What happens if I present the... Objection! Yeah! Lamioir, truth be told, the reason for your presence above that ceiling is quite clear. Especially when you consider what happened during your performance. What happened? Yes, it's all right here on this video. Why are we watching this, dude? Man. As we can see, Lamioir was clearly not on stage for her entire performance. Oh. Though it sounds me to be so realistic, Lamioir is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. So the only explanation is that she was hidden from view. And during that time, she moved to the back... And during that time, she moved to the back of the forum. Paulo! What, Juicy? It's not nice to reveal magician's secrets, and it's against the rules. But I'm a lawyer. I'm not supposed to be nice. This is all very fascinating. But how is it possible? There's only 20 seconds between when she disappears and reappears. She could have moved that fast. Is something wrong, Prosecutor Gavin? This was his concert, his show. Is that what the igniters saw, maybe to distract them? No, it's how the illusion was performed. Aha! He's just realizing his own oversight. Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. Here we can trace a route through the ceiling. It goes from the stage to the backstage to the rear of the forum. Oh! Recall Lamioir's testimony from yesterday. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. She saw it. Maybe her name is Frank? She went from the stage to the backstage exit. Perfect description of this route above the ceiling. Lamioir knew of this because of her part on the illusion. But she wasn't the only one who knew. What? Just now in the lobby, Maki told me something. I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. He said that? Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin? I knew about the vanishing act, of course. Yet I had no idea of the route that would be used. Why didn't that magician tell me? Magicians only reveal details of their acts on a need-to-know basis. They're the bread and butter of the magician's life, you know. Which is why I bound Lamioir to secrecy. Well, Lamioir? I am impressed, Mr. Attorney. Mike was right about you. So, what does this mean? Are you saying you used this route above the ceiling? I did. Well, that's that. But I'm still a little confused. Why is that, Your Honor? As I said before. There was very little... Oh. 20 seconds tops. How could she do it so fast? Especially if she stopped to hear the shooter's voice. That's a good question. Can we just explain this to the court? I cannot. In $10, she's not actually blind, and she's been lying. Very well, Mr. Justice. Yes? It's all up to you. Do your thing. What thing, Your Honor? You need to explain how Lamioir was able to teleport like she did. Or I'm throwing your case out with the bathwater. Why do I get picked on? It's not lawsuit. Lamioir isn't going along with the program here. As I have stated before. Well, I just realized the... Oh, I can't remember. As I have stated before, I am not at liberty to speak of the illusion that night in detail. Then you'll just have to tell us what you can. We'll hear your testimony on this. Mr. Justice, it will be your job writing the truth out of her. Yes, if you would, please. Right. Like a student before finals. Good luck, Apollo. I honestly have no idea where the fuck we're going with this. I'm very lost. Hold on. I wanted to check something. I forgot what it was. Alright, hold on. Give me a second. Udo segundo. What? Oh, okay, never mind. I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. There's an emergency exit in the backstage where stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the forum of the opposite side of the stage. The plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. I was on my way when I heard the voice. Suppose it was too much to hope that the judge would come up with something. As does my curiosity. Take it away, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. All I have to do is find the contradiction between what Lamioir is saying and what we can see plainly in the video. I figured out already. I am a magician after all. Well, tell me. Not a chance. I can reveal another magician's secret. Come on. Hey, you're supposed to be on my side here. Instructor, magician save, there. Oh. 2 minutes? Yes, it can be done in 1 minute if you are running. Running? In that cramped dark tunnel above the ceiling? Haha, Mr. Attorney, have you forgotten? Dark or light, it makes no difference to me. Ah, that's true, but... So you're saying that on the night of the concert I made the trip in 2 minutes? Yes, though I nearly didn't make it in time. You see, I stopped halfway. Lamioir disappears on the video for 20 seconds, but she says that she made the trip in 2 minutes. How? If you want my professional opinion, I'll bet the answer is right in there in that video. Mr. Justice, perhaps you have some evidence for us? Something that can explain the discrepancy between the video and her testimony? Like, evidence explaining the discrepancy? Is this about the video? True, she did say it is. Aha, so this is it? The magical key to unlocking the solution's dark secret? Tell us how it works. Quickly, I can't bear the suspense. I was kind of hoping someone else would jump in at this point. Well, you see... Hey, Judge. I don't hate to spoil the mood, but I haven't the faintest idea of what he's talking about. Neither does he. I'm a little confused too there, Apollo. Right, by which I conclude that I was wrong. Better luck next time, Pollywog. Mr. Justice, That's not what it's about. Can I watch this in the middle of the... I can. Well... Oh. Her brooch is missing. Is that what they want me to say? Let me, Oh. Lamioir, do you happen to remember this brooch? Aha, the brooch. We saw that yesterday, did we not? It was found at the casino, Your Honor. You're bringing this up now. Why? I thought we had already determined when that was dropped. So did I, but we hadn't. Take another look at the video. No, I just watched it, please! It's giving from the ashes. Yeah, it would really suck if I tapped out. Shit, hold on. Turn it back in, Louis. So she is. Let's look a bit later. Oh, what? The brooch, it's gone. What? Yes. The brooch disappeared in the short space of 20 seconds. And it takes a full minute to run from the stage to the backstage. Which means there can be only one explanation. The Lamioir we see before the vanishing act and the Lamioir we see after. They're not the same. Two different people. I had a feeling, but I wasn't like... Who's the fake? Like, does she have a twin that we just don't know about? The brooch was found on the floor at this crime scene. And not just on the floor, but on the floor directly beneath the air vent. Lamioir, tell me, did you drop the brooch on your way from the stage to the backstage? At the very moment you witnessed the crime? Yes, I think I did. Order, Prosecutor Gavin. Call me expression. I guess you had no idea this was the case, I judge. I, of course, knew about it. What? Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it. It just never occurred to me that the switch and the shooting took place at the same time. So I was right, there was a switch? There was. Just before the stage's tower rose, Lamioir was replaced. While we're on the subject, just who was this replacement, Lamioir? Why is the man behind the illusion? That's quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. Yes? Switch happened before the tower rose, correct? So we weren't on the stage. That's right. This fake Lamioir is still singing. And she's pretty good. That's true. Come on, Paula, that's an easy one. We're just playing a recording. Is Gavin has on some kind of air guitar band, Fräulein? Well, she was mic'd up, I guess. I don't know. Oh, you mean I'm wrong? When we play a show live, we play live, no recordings. Perhaps you can explain, Lamioir? Very well. Yes, do tell, and add to your testimony. Had to keep singing even while I moved. Well, she was mic'd up then. You're singing? Yes, Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings, so I used this. Wait, so you were singing the whole time? I told her she was mic'd up. Even when you were crawling above the ceiling toward the backstage? Why should it matter where I sing when everywhere I go is the same darkness? But if you were singing while you were walking... Did Darian miss the key? Wait. Okay. Crackpot theory. Hear me out, okay. Lamioir was mic'd up with, wait, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna simplify it. What if Darian missed his cue because he got startled because he heard the shots? Because he was like, I don't know, specifically mic'd up with, I don't know. That makes sense. He is the shooter. We can't establish it. Unless he isn't. And Lamioir's lying. She was singing right over their heads after all. That is right. Are you sure? It has to be pretty hard of hearing to miss someone singing in the ceiling. Let's see if we come back up to the state of the scene of the cut. What state? I know what he means. That old speaker, Apollo. The speaker? That speaker was blaring at the time of the murder. Ah, that's for monitoring the stage from this room. Monitoring? It pipes a real-time feed from the stage microphones. Useful for knowing when your set is coming up. Satisfied? The dosing was fitted with a large speaker playing a direct feed from the stage. Quest actually. So, Lamioir singing in the ceiling? Sounded just like Lamioir singing with the speaker. Ingenious, her voice was hidden by her voice. Lamioir? I have just remembered something. Do tell. When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes? It startled me, so I... saw you? Maybe that's why Darian missed his cue. What? I forgot the words I was supposed to sing. The song stopped? Thankfully, it was the very beginning of the second verse, so not many would notice. What? That mixing board I lent you. Where is it? The mixing? Huh? That machine, Apollo? The one that breaks music into tracks. Oh, this. He's just carrying this shit around. Let's take a listen. Oh my god. I could be in bed yorking it right now. Oh, it's two pleasures. The song does stop there. It also must have missed it. Look at the lyrics sheet at the top of the second verse. See where it says pleasure, pleasure? Now listen again. We don't have to! Please! Oh my god. This is evidence indeed. I believe we are guilty of making a terrible mistake. The crime didn't happen during the third set. It happened during the second, during Lamioir's ballad. If that's true, then no one on stage during the second set could have been the shooter. Which means that Derek Crescent could have done it. He wasn't on stage for the second set. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Fascinating. I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turned around so quite so thoroughly. Yet one problem remains. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? F-White's theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. Yet it is entirely based upon Lamioir's testimony. Yes, is there a problem with this? Well, it's quite simple, though it pains me to say it. What if she's lying to protect the defendant? Objection! But you have no proof. What I'm saying is that the truth is as yet unclear. Until we hear directly from the man himself. The man. Oh, the man. You don't mean... Yes. Though he is a friend and band member, Darren Crescent must take the stand. I see no other way. Someone with a new perspective on the case? As a suspect, to be frank. Finally, the rat's coming out of his hole. And I'm ready to catch him. Darren Crescent, get ready for justice. This is as good as any time to pause for a brief recess. The prosecution will summon the witness. Have him here and ready by the time we begin. I'm the last man who needs to be reminded of what his duties are. Very well. Court is adjourned for a 15-minute recess. To be continued. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this today. I hope so. Okay. I do want to save. Is July 10, 1:40 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Paolo, I can't believe it. It really happened during the second act. And right in the middle of Lamioir's performance? The reason why she was in that air vent. And that switch and the flaming guitar. When you link it all together, that's what you end up with. I knew you had what it took. Oh! Hey, Phoenix. Ah, Teddy. Mr. Wright, you believed in me? Not really. Huh? I just thought that'd make a cool entrance, then say, hiya. Why do I even bother opening? Where have you been lately, Daddy? You haven't been coming to see me to the office at all. Ah, sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission. Secret secret? You mean like you're undercover? Like Mr. Littell's, only shorter and not as well dressed? Oh no, what if you're shot too, Daddy? Would I do a thing like that to you? Anyway, I'm off for a while again. Huh? You're leaving? Oh, one thing before I go. What? Good luck. Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. We'll get Maki to buy off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're the detective, aren't you? Darren Crescent. It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system. The current court system? What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? The case is based on one fragile assumption. Namely, that our Diva Divine is telling the truth. What about all the proof? The brooch and the switch. Piece of jewelry and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. Flaming guitar too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case. But if the soldier songstress is lying, the case smells like a butterfly in a frying pan. What? The case smells like a butter in a frying pan. What the fuck was I on about? Leaving behind faintly singed? I don't know, singed scent of failure. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. Be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend. Detective Sky. Emma? Let's see. This bag of snacks here was meant for me. Ah, here it is. What are those, Daddy? They don't look like very good snacking material. They were found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder. Gunpowder? Probably a firecracker or something similar, like the ones kids are into these days. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Under the sofa. Hey, Apollo! That's where I found that little device thingy. Right? This. Well, finally some evidence that makes sense. One fragments added to the court record. That's all for me, I suppose. See you after the verdict. Maybe. Right. Every man has an igniter inside him. Excuse me? Find Darren Crescent's igniter and set it off. He walked out the door, just like a magician, normally. Is he asking me to purposely piss him off so he slips up? What does he want us to do? Unconventional methods? What does that mean? I guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes. I guess. Almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Trucy. July 10, 1:55 p.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3. Court is now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where's Detective Crescent? In the witness lounge, ready to be called at any time. Very well. Might I add, I don't believe any of this. Darren was the first detective I've ever worked with. We stopped working together, then he moved to Criminal Affairs Division 3. But his guitar playing, it fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Oh, I know. Hair forehead. Very well, call the final witness to the stand. Detective Darren Crescent. Name and occupation, please. Darren Crescent. Detective, Criminal Affairs Division 3. That's the International Affairs Division, for those of you who didn't know. And I'm a guitarist for the Governors. Maybe you've heard of us? Do you fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today? Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. You gave me a word I wouldn't be standing here. The situation's changed, Darren, and don't call me partner. So much for old friends. See what you're doing, Darren. You're oppressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial? Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. You may begin with your response to Lamioir's testimony. If, in fact, you have anything to say about it. Oh, I got plenty to say. Lying must be a national pastime at Virginia. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice. Ha! Conventional methods are out of the window, huh? Here goes nothing. Diva's lying, plain and simple. She got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots? As if. Didn't Detective and this guy hear those gunshots during the third set anyway? The shooting took place when I was on stage, man. Hey, don't get me wrong, I dig what she's doing trying to protect that kid, and she's got the court eating fake statements out of her hand just because she's blind. You go too far, Darian. Look, all I'm saying is you've got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective? Detective Sky? I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Didn't waste any time finding our weak spot. I can't do this with Lamioir's testimony alone. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. Stupid idea. Really stupid idea. Let me try this. Damn, okay, that was fast. Remember this Detective Crescent? A mixing board? What about it? It seems there was clear proof left behind. Right here in Lamioir's song. A song? What exactly is this device thingy? New variety of gramophone, perhaps? Come on, we just used this, and don't get me started on gramophone. This device was used to record the performance part by part. Part? Remove the sliders. Remove the sliders to adjust the volume. Each entire is adjustable separately. Lamioir's voice included. Is this not even Charlotte? I don't know if my headphones are charging. I'm charging my headphones on the side. But how does this prove? According to Lamioir's testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. Ah, you intend to examine the recordings at that moment, yeah? Might even hear those gunshots. Exactly. Ah, ridiculous. How are you supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room out on stage? Have you forgotten, Darren? We're all wearing these headsets. Oh. We were all deeply involved in our performance, but Lamioir's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same. Let's get to analyzing that recording. Right now. Lamioir stopped singing when she heard the shots fired. Find the spot and I'll find the gunshots. Wait, which one of these is... Oh! Your Honor, listen closely to this part. This is the track with Lamioir's vocals. I did hear something there faintly, yes. Why did it sound like a gunshot? What? This has to be some kind of mistake. Why is his hair bobbling like that? Oh, the sound was coming over the headset along with his voice. Yeah, Evan, you're crazy, man. Crazy. An upstanding prosecutor like you even listening to this weak evidence? Man, you can barely hear that. How do you know it's a gun? Perhaps it is you who is hard of hearing, Darian. It sounded like a gunshot to me. Admit it, you lost, Detective Prishin. Okay, so what about the gunshots Detective Sky heard? You heard them too, didn't you? Don't even think about telling me you were mistaken. Were you thinking of telling them that, Mr. Justice? No, Your Honor. Detective Sky and I clearly heard what sounded like gunshots. But they weren't. What? I have evidence that proves it. Then I think you'd best show it to the court. Let's see this evidence. If you would, Mr. Justice. The evidence showing what we really heard is this. Oh, alright. Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial. What things? First was this small device. That's the remote-triggered igniter. Correct. And one more thing. What are those? What are those? What are those? The remains of something burned? Not another guitar, I hope. Traces of gunpowder were found on these fragments. We have a report that it was something like a firecracker. How did Gavin know about this? Oh, do you think the Detective Guy works for you? I received the reports this morning before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually. What decision is this, Prosecutor Gavin? I registered Darian as a witness in today's trial. Just in case. This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been two firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control. Haha, you got an active imagination, don't you? Well, you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a bit too convenient for me. Oh, so? So, you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off? Right when two witnesses came walking by? That's right. Darren was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How would he know someone was backstage right then? The firecracker goes off in the forest and there's no one to hear. You get my drift. Why go through the trouble, man? How do I explain this? You not look it, but Darren is a gifted detective. Show any weakness and he's sure to find it. You may not look it, partner? Gee, thanks, man. That reminds me, I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself. And I saw something odd there just before the third set. Something odd? A headset. Oh. That's why it was there. Oh. God damn. What? That's right. Pick this up in front of the door to the dressing room. What if that headset wasn't dropped but placed? And what if it was turned on? You could hear what was going on in that hallway. No, wait, wrong character. Even if you were out on stage. Dude, Faye! That stupid fucking owl be like. Hold on, I gotta post this in the fucking. Bunne. How side are you on, Gavin? Listen to me, Darian. They had no sides in the court of law. In any case, I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set, which means Lamioir's testimony was true. Order. So, she was telling the truth about what she heard? Was the other man speaking, not Mr. Little's? Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. Just after that, there was a gunshot and then the guitar caught on fire. Detective Crescent, you weren't on stage during the second set. Could have done it. But why did we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Weren't 2 bullets fired from this weapon? Now I was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for Mike to catch the first shot. But and fired again, Mr. Little's life was taken. Well, Detective Crescent? Once again I am reminded of something. Our performance that day. Your performance? Seeing the mixing more jogged my memory. You were there too, Herr Vorheit. What is it with today? Problem after problem. Achtung! My hawk won't start, my guitar case is busted, my guitar's been burned to a crisp, and to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was a performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. It was you, Darian. I thought it was strange at the time. How could you miss such a simple cue? I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, well, What? Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at? I'm talking about the murder weapon, Mr. Little's 45 caliber hand cannon. As we have learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. The kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur. Is his arm injured? Is that why he missed his cue? Wait, you mean his playing was affected because he hurt himself shooting that revolver? You're forgetting something. Yes, Detective Crescent? I'm a trained police officer, you know. I've had firearms training, plenty of it. I'm no amateur. Standard sidearm issued to police officers is a 38 caliber weapon. A much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Little's, which suggests there was a struggle between killer and victim. So the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean? So that occurred to me, yes. Ooh. Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? Detective Crescent! What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves rolled up ready for action has to say. Hey, you, attorney. Eh? Exactly which piece of evidence is decisive again? You got a little noise on a tape that could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue missed due to a 45 caliber kickback. I wait for this case, Gavin. I really do. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth. Witness has a point. The defense's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Your testimony, please, Detective Crescent. Tell us your reasons why you couldn't have done it. Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy, I got no motive, man. This was that diva's first trip to the country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? A simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Little's had not been to your country before? According to our records, yes, not even once. I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Great, now I need to find a motive. The fucking cocoon. I don't know. I'm lost. So let me think for a second. I saved, right? Let me see if again just the case. I'm lost. Let me just YOLO this shit.
Objection!
No way. Your Honor, take a look at this. What's that? Looks like candy. It's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescent, ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? Never seen one of that color. Their motive. Motif is a variety of only found in the Republic of Virginia. Nowhere else. Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Your Honor, it's jerking it. It's jerking its peanuts. Surely, this has nothing to do with the motive for killing Mr. Toast, does it? What's that? What's that look like candy? Yes, when my house is a Disney park, just get in my white van. Who the fuck wants to go to Disneyland, bro? It does. Wait. I mean, I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man. A cocoon. Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of? Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative. A curative? For what? Apparently, it is most efficient. We're pulling up Google. We are pulling up Google.
Efficacious.
Efficacious. Efficacious. Okay, thanks. Efficacious. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Virginia. Whatever for? But if it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world? Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact. What? There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out onto the black market. It caused quite a commotion in the global community. Thus the media was kept largely unaware. Intriguing. All this has led to a strict ban on cocoon's export. One originally enforced by Interpol, among others. You can easily make hundreds and fucking trade it. But capitalism... Interpol. Money man, come... Right. The victim woman, the task was the Interpol agent. Detective Crescent, you insist on referring to him as a manager. But that is misleading. Roman Lataus wasn't killed as a manager. Exactly, capitalism, that sweet cocoon money. No, if it stays within the country, they get more of the money. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country. Well, if it stays within the country, it raises the GDP. Because there's more money on the move. I don't know. Also, you fail to consider that some countries just suck ass. And what are you trying to say? I'm saying that could well be motive for murder. Oh, so I was trying to sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny? All the defense has to do is provide understandable doubt. Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why? Perhaps it's time for another testimony about this smuggling of cocoons business. Cocoon smuggling. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market, too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in International Affairs, I know the deal. Indeed, Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Lataus undercover. You kids think up the craziest things. No way I'm going to risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted. According to reports, the cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling these to an underground organization would be risky. Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm going to find out what. I have an idea. Hold on. Pull the lever, Kronk. I am I'm better. I'm stronger. I am better. I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? The article, that's about the Chief Justice's... A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon, but so can a cure. Not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuritus. Incuritus? Heard of that somewhere? Went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Aha! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son... So staring at my screen like this right now. I'm just making that clear. Incuritus again, fuck the devs. Take a shot every time they say Incuritus. That's how I'm staring at my screen right now, by the way. Cause like, I like it when he's like being funny, but then when he's being stupid, I'm like, girl, Fuck you. You're insane. A witness is a detective. You'd have contact with the Chief Justice. You are sane. The Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life? But even if the deal went through. If you were in the game, you would already have been thrown in prison for killing the judge, I swear. If you put me in this courtroom, bro, I'm fucking jumping the judge. I'm gonna write a judge diss track. Why, it'd be an international scandal. That's Detective Crescent's insurance. If word ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Detective Crescent, is this true? First I'm a murderer and now I'm a smuggler? How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? Distasteful as it is to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller. Now let sleaze over there trick you. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice, where's your proof? Well... Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell? Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Virginian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about cocoons getting out. So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination. You can present profiles in this game, so I can present Maki. But how do I... No! Is it the guitar? Objection! No! Ooh. That is crazy. This is why I love games like these. These Eureka moments. They hit so hard, like in the best way possible. Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country, no checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. A prosecutor? I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was that you told me yesterday at your office? It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting for a woman like Lamioir. How did it end up here? But I don't think he did it... I don't think Gavin is on this. I don't think he knew. I doubt it. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made press of it. So, this guitar is from Virginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it out to the plane, changes in air pressure and humidity ruins foot. So we vacuum packed it in Lamor's studio. There's a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. Brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Quite. This guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed on Virginia. This bag was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that guitar was... With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work? Good memory, forehead. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It's called a sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. Broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes, this in fact. An igniter. Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean... He means this, of course. Oh! There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use Picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. You're a fucking bouncing dick here. Order, order, order! So the igniter. It's placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. Yorking it, hell yeah. Let's york it. It's honestly crazy how quick I understood the thing with the guitar. Like, how fast I got that. It was a safety precaution. A precaution? Ah, her forehead. At last it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lamor's ballad, if you please. First, my keys were stolen in a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Lataus. Ah, Mr. Lataus, an undercover agent, was onto something. You would have known about the guitar. You'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Lataus tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated, then the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was get rid of the whole lot. The guitar bursting into flames and the cocoon was lost. And then... Mr. Lataus died. The Lamioir there to witness it. There's your case. Brilliant, man. Detective Crescent? I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly? Well, made up story. It makes a great deal of sense, Darian. The Republic of Virginia? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Virginian accomplice. That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lamioir heard proves it. So, press the switch now. You made this transmission from backstage, while your co-conspirator was on stage. But who was it? This is it, the coup de grace. For once I know what I'm doing. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I mean, it can't be Lamioir, because... Like, she wouldn't... I don't know, it makes no sense for her to, like... There's only one person who could have helped him. You warned, with a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, and you will harshly penalized. I don't think it's Lamioir, because that would make sense, because why would she throw him under the bus? Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who's the smuggler to clump? I mean, he was running... It has to be him. He was running around there. This person's the accomplice? Oh wait, never mind. Bro. Right, I forgot about that. I mean, it would explain Darian's behavior. Take that! Oh, I'm throwing him under the... There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Maki Tabai. But Mr. Justice, he's your client. A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Lataus, and I stand by my statement earlier that he's innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is Virginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice, but what if it was in fact Lamioir? Could have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? The accomplice remote only works at a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that's true. Now, think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lamioir was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Well, looking at this, it seems that Lamioir could still have done the deed. No. When the shooter made the transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lamioir stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lamioir's position in the air vent. Well, Detective Crescent, what do you say to that? Your Honor? Yes, Detective? Can we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time. Well, I don't see why not. What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. Oh, God, we watch this thing again? Too bad. So sad, punk. Punk? We're seriously Eastern kid, now punk. We're losing rank fast, Apollo. What exactly were we supposed to see in this video? All isn't it what we see, correct, Darin? Right, it's what you hear. We're musicians after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get your own straight first. You're saying I ordered the wee pianist to set off that igniter? Alright. Yes? Well, in order to do that, he'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Well, I'll take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano? am I supposed to be hearing? What seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded just fine. Was it a sound? That's the problem, man. You still don't get it? Yeah, how is he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? Weapons diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. I mean, we found the thing inside of the piano, so that's the only location that makes sense. Like, that it was always there. But even if he was, like, no, it's kind of weird. I'm confused. The only one with her hands free was the diva, Lamioir. But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch. Arg. Piano plays non-stop. He could have pressed that switch. Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. Apollo, were you wrong? I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just... Strange. What's strange? No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there. Odd? Mr. Justice, if Makidabai didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar's on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant Makidabai the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you said here. Give it some thought. Apollo, if Maki's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined. I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped with the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch. Well, you better find a way to prove it. What do I do? What do I do? The switch was inside the piano! Guys, something odd. Something odd. Wait a second. What? You thought of something? What was Gavin saying just now? But what is that? Not much to go on, but I thought of that. What exactly did he hear that was odd? Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this. Can you prove to bypass that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove? I think they want me to present the sound mixer again. I don't know if you can... honestly, I just want to say no, I can't, just to see what happens. I can't prove it. Is the game over? Oh, it just goes on anyway. Okay, no. But I can definitely prove it. Like with the fucking... I don't know if you call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible. Then as a prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us this evidence before supporting this. Now forward, you sure about this? Accept it. There's no evidence, man. Let's see, Rev. What's your evidence, Mr. Justice? On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed that switch?
Take that!
Basis for my claim is music, Your Honor. Yes! Music. What about music? Let's listen to the piano part, around the time when the switch was to be pressed. Right before the big guitar burst into flame. Is it because it's dissonant? Hold on, is this even a word in English? Or am I just sounding stupid?
Dissonant.
Google says it is. I don't know. Dissonant. Because the notes he's playing, like, twice there, just don't go sound good together. It's kind of what dissonant is. So let me just Google in dissonant definition. Lacking harmony. Like, the notes he's playing near the end there don't go together. It doesn't sound good, which is what dissonant is. So, but doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple? Ah, I think I know what he's suggesting. I think Maki could have played that part with one hand. Oh, that's what they're going. Okay. I was overthinking it! One hand? You only needed one hand to press that switch. You could play the piano with the other. Heh. What, so you're some kind of piano savant? Actually, no. Now, what do you know? Can't play a part like that with one hand? Maybe. I don't know what that I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Hey, Chusi. Yeah, you got something? Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he... Oh, Daddy? Couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands. So sorry. So sad for you. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. And how are you going to prove whether you played it with one hand or 2? You can't. I admit it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly unlikely you was playing with one hand. How do you know that? This is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No way. Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's see what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Shows the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand, right before the guitar burst into flame. Mikey was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire. One section of the song proves it. Wait, that's the sing, I'm stupid. I'm lost.
Take that!
Because the lower tones weren't on there, so I wonder for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm sure you've realized by now. Just what it was that sounded odd to you. So I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Herr Forehead. I love how they're kind of bouncing off of each other sometimes. Realize what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part of the question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the but a fleeting melody phrase. Man. How many times do I have to listen to the same thing? You're right. Enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section? The guitar bursts into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to "Oh, that night in your embrace." I have to say, they're leaning a little bit too much on this whole music thing. Oh, played verse 2 again. There, did you hear that? They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different. What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple. The same phrase as verse 1 has high and low notes. These two ends. Hehe. Oh. Well, what's that proof? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the two versions had different arrangements? Happens all the time. Not this time, Darian. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so the piano would stay in the background. Oh. That was when I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different? I asked myself. Ask yourselves why Maki changed how he played, and there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. Norg. I fuck with his shoes though. Order. I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, quite. Though personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. On me. I guess I'll check in a second. What? No comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up. Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter. Good show, Sleaze? No. Great show. It's not over? I don't like when you look so happy. You're telling Gavin, tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed in you, Herr Forehead. Oh, me? Yes, don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts, anyone can see it was him. Fortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But those in facts might point towards the same conclusion, but without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. I think if he did, we already would have seen it long ways back. It is unfortunate, but at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals? Apollo, remember what Daddy said? It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not in the current court system. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. Be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. If a man has an igniter inside him, find Darren Christian's igniter and set it off. I wonder what he meant by igniter? I think he just meant a weak spot, no? Kind of thing that a signal spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I'll be able to press him further with conventional means. Try to find a weak spot in the sky. Something fatal. So, can I get back to work now, or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney. Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter. Huh? Did you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah yes, good guitars are kept dry is why. That provides us the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Writing time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo. What, and this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better, I'm rather fond of poetry. And I tend to hear this one through to the very end. Oh, fine. You are accusing this man, Darren Christian, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Littlehouse and the smuggling of a Virginian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case. This trial is already run on for far too long. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Then let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Darren Christian. Okay, this is really my last chance. I mean, there's something about Maki that has to... Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. So what is... It is true I couldn't show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else. You mean, a witness. Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Darren Christian's guilt? I think that's why he stopped him in the detention center. The one person who can prove Darren Christian's guilt is the defendant, Maki Tubai. Your client? Again? Maki Tubai was an accomplice in the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darren Christian could have not gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in this case. How so? It will require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Littlehouse was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Virginia, we could burn a cocoon. A burned cocoon would leave a particular residue. The residue we would no doubt also find inside the burned out... There is a residue we would no doubt also find inside the burned out guitar. Oh, very scientific of you. Thus, if Maki Tubai acknowledges his agreement with Darren Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of a Virginian cocoon, the case is solved. Darren's laughing again. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get to me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? Oh, you particularly won't acknowledge anything, especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about? Taking a cocoon as a country means death. I put you in law. Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. You're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. Maki doesn't admit to smuggling here. He's in deep trouble. How? Look, if Maki admits to smuggling here, and he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. We get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. Ah! The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Virginia, and they likely broadcast... our dealings in court today. Including the part about the Virginian cocoon. Yeah, but if Maki doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Virginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it, but who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Maki Tubai. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Maki Tubai knows everything. There's only one way out of it, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion? Real nice. Want a house made out of cookies? Or no, a house made of pianos? Come on. Please. Don't... Huh? Darian. Consider that my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession? Uh-oh, he's laughing again. There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial? Yes. Yes. You'll talk? You'll tell the court everything? I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know? I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew, from beginning, I knew. Maki. Situation, I cannot explain, but money, I needed. Let's hear it when flaccid. P-nor. Guys, it's up. P-nor. Nor. Very much money. Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in a court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule. However, it has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard. Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Maki-Tubai? Yes? I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Lataos, this court is prepared to announce a verdict. Oh, you took his glasses off. Those eyes are kind of... The eye color is kind of creeping me out, though. It's like way too... It's like... I'm all eyes. I mean ears. I mean eyes. I only lie, but you see truth. You find truth. That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant Maki-Tubai not guilty! Woo! Yeah, colors creepy more. That's the shade. It's like so bright. Look at your own demo. That doesn't count because my character is supernatural. I am supernatural. Don't fuck off. That's different. This is a human being. Bro's scanning me. Bro's a robot. Court is adjourned. God, dude, fucking finally. It's. How long have I been? 3.5 hours! And the trial isn't even that long. There's just like a lot of fluff. I wonder what will happen to Maki. Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. Guess there'll be another trial here. Also, well, that's Phoenix. What up? Him and his suspiciously butt plug shaped necklace. Daddy! I owe you both my thanks. Lamioir? Why, is something wrong? I'm sorry, Maki was your partner on stage, your friend. Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do, yet. Something got a hold of him, something evil. I see that. He must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be? I'm still sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage? I am considering an eye operation. That is scary. Honestly, I am never getting laser. Well, I don't have to work. I have to wear them, but like my eyesight isn't that bad yet, at least. But I'm never getting laser eye surgery. I would rather wear glasses for the rest of my life because laser eye surgery is low-key scary. Also, if you watched Final Destination 5, yeah, lol. Anyway, you mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny. I've always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving. According to the doctor, Lamioir lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I have been running from. I was scared. What if she... Okay. What if she is in the... Like, the next case is definitely gonna be how Phoenix lost his badge. What if she's part of that? I was scared. You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth. If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting. Painting? That's right, she's the landscape painter in sound after all. I'll paint the two of you, I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lamioir. I owe my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? It reminded me I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission. Apollo, Trucy. I hope that we will meet again someday soon. You bet, me too. And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on, until it came to an end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have him catch the killer at the end. The end. Well. Nope. It sucks that I will never get the completion achievements for the first two cases because I didn't start them from the very beginning. So it's like, no. Either way, okay. I can finally end stream, dude. The fact that I didn't even want to play today or like stream, and now it's been like 3.5 hours again. Let me